So don't scheme on your signage. Yeah, I think of
Make
course
it
there are
as big as you can.
people will ask you, yeah, dream big and all this thing, but these are the small little thing that I find out as well. So signage is important. That's the pride.
Welcome back to Brand That Matters, the podcast where we unpack the real strategies behind brands that lead, inspire, and stand the test of time. Today's episode is a fresh one, quite literally. We are sitting down with Kin Siong, CEO of Subway Malaysia, the local face of the world's largest restaurant franchise. With thousands of stores globally and a mission built around customization, consistency, and community, Subway is more than just a sandwich chain. It's a global brand powerhouse. But how do you translate that success to a market as vibrant, diverse, and uniquely Malaysian as ours? We'll explore how Subway balanced global identity with local relevance, the power of franchise partnerships, and what's next in the ever-evolving Malaysian's F&B space. So grab your headphones because this episode is stacked with insights. First off, Kin Siong, welcome to Brand That Matters.
Pleasure to you.
And of course, we need you to introduce yourself to our listener, your age, your background, as well as your hobbies. Okay?
Okay, sure. My name is Kin Siong, but people usually address me as Cass, to be simple. So I'm currently 46 years old, and so my background is I studied mechanical engineering, graduated from University of Malaya, and then most of my life is actually in corporate life and a multinational company before I embarked as an entrepreneur. So I actually started off as a Subway franchisee in Singapore.
When was it?
That was probably 2011. Yeah. So in that sense, actually, I work on as a franchisee and then become the business developer in Malaysia, and finally become a master franchisee together a few of my partners since 2022. Yep. So I roughly have about 14 years of experience in managing Subway, I would say.
Okay. So KS, where were you from?
Kuantan. Originally from
Kuantan. And how come your first Subway outlets is in Singapore?
Just happened that when I studied university and then just trying to look for a job, and then the job opening was in Singapore. So it just happened that I went to Singapore, for better opportunity. Yep.
I see. So for F&B, they were saying F&B actually is a cutthroat industry, very competitive. Every day you will see tens of competitors coming in to grab your market share. So Subway, as we know, is the world's largest restaurant franchise. What are the key brand values that have made it scalable across so many cultures, and how are they adapted in Malaysian context?
Okay. So I think for Subway, it has grown so fast is because of the model. The model itself is a very simplified operations, just building sandwiches, and then we have a strong SOP. And at the same time, I mean, it has started franchising since the 1960s. So the experience and the operation manual are there for us to follow, and it has been evolving over the years. And for Malaysian market, as a master franchisee, we do have that flexibility to also tailor the taste profile that suited our local Malaysians. So we do employ our own local chef as well, and then we do have a team that are tasting the product that actually is not anyone. It's those people that we selected that are representing the mass market. So that's, and we also work closely with our vendors, because vendors that provide food ingredient to us, also they have their own R&D team, so they are keeping track of the food trends, what there in the market. So that's how we work closely with them to develop new products.
What are the localized products in Subway that is only available in Malaysia but not other countries?
Up in my head, I probably have like a few menus. For example, egg mayo tuna, barbecue chicken, the seafood sensation, bulgogi chicken, Yeah, and the spicy mayo chicken. Yeah, these are the few that I know of that is only available in Malaysia.
Okay. Of course, you all have a wide variety of sandwiches to
Yep.
choose from. What would be the best seller right now?
Best seller usually we see in chicken teriyaki, then the roasted chicken. Yep, these are the two menus that are very popular in everywhere in Malaysia.
In terms of taste bud, are there any significant difference in different state in Malaysia?
Within Semenanjung, there's not much different. But if you compare to the East Malaysia, that's where we see the huge difference. Like in the Peninsular Malaysia, it's still more on a chicken-based product, whereas on the East Malaysia, we see beef is something that is quite top over there.
Oh, I see. But the next question would be we dwell a little bit more about branding lah. Okay, in a market full of local F&B brands, they are getting stronger.
Yep.
What's Subway long-term positioning in Malaysia?
Our long-term positioning is we basically want to play to our values. I think a lot of people see us as a healthier options.
Yes.
You know, and that's something that really true about us, but we have not been very active in that role, playing that role. So I think in future you will see that there will be more I would say active participation of Subway in such event, and then we will also see a lot more collaboration between us and other like-minded business that are focusing on the healthier, active, feel-good lifestyle. You know.
Okay, so there'll be some brand collaboration.
Yep, you will see a lot more brand collaboration from Subway.
Okay.
Yep. And also we are also gearing towards more local created menus in the near future.
So something like sambal, is it?
Yep. Could be something very interesting.
Something very interesting.
Yep.
Okay. So guide us through the process for this new product offering from the R&D stage to actually you launching the product. Normally, how long does it take and what are the processes involved? And is it always a hit or there will be some misses as well?
There will be misses along the way. I think the thing is whenever there's we see there are some near misses and all these things, that's where the marketing will have to come in and play a role on working with the chef to see how we can pivot from there. But when you talk about the whole process, it will take months. You know, for example, right now, whatever that we are doing, it could be for the next 6 months later.
I see.
Yeah, so that's the lengthy of process because the qualification process will take a long time, and then it's also because of the volume, the scale that we have. So usually the supplier, by the time we fine tune the profile, the taste profile, the supplier will need to take time to produce the volume enough to sustain for the windows that we are working on.
Because a lot of F&B operator from Malaysian context, for us to scale, I mean, up to 10 or 20 outlets, that itself is an achievement. So just now you were mentioning about the model. What are the business model or processes or SOP involved that can let Subway scale in that, exorbitant amounts of openings of restaurants?
For the initial part, I mean, first Subway was opened like 1999 in Ampang. I think the first few decades of how we grow is really through franchising. Yeah, I mean, right now instead of you finding a spot, now you have, like, for example, 10 franchisees finding a spot. So definitely that will help you to grow much faster. And then the I mean, for us is that to build a Subway, it's not really that much, I would say, compared to other QSR. So it's a lot of entry point for people that are in the I would say professionals in the base, so that apply as a franchisee, and this basically doesn't require any chef. I think that's one really good thing about Subway. You have the product, ingredient, everything sent to the restaurants, and then you have a solid system to support the franchising system support. So what you really need to focus on is how do you run your company, how do you train your staff well. Basically, just follow the procedure and it works.
And it's quite lean. I think every outlet only has like two staff, is it?
Any point of time you might see 2 staff. So if you talk about the whole company, it could be 5 or 6 staff because of the shift. So it depends also on the location of the restaurants. But the other ideal thing about Subway is that everyone do everything. Yeah.
Oh, everyone do everything, meaning they have to clean the tables.
Yeah, it's the same people that are serving you. There's the same people that are collecting money from you. It's the same people that are cleaning, and there are same people that are doing the food preparation behind the kitchen.
The outlet that I normally patronize, I see they are all Malaysians. So in terms of this the ratio between Malaysian staff and foreigner staff, how is that for Subway?
I would say if you go outskirts, it's definitely all Malaysian. Probably you must see a little bit of foreigner in the cities area. Still city like could be in Penang and KL, you know. So if you break down into like a percentage, it could be just merely 10%, I would say.
I understand. Because they were saying the one of the biggest issue for F&B expansion is staffing issue.
Yeah.
And that's why they need to so-called borrow some of the foreign workers to as their servers. And for you all, do you all face this issue?
On selected location, when
selected
especially when you are in the big malls, you know, there are so many F&B tenants, there are so many options for them
to choose.
Yeah, for them to choose. And then of course with the rise of delivery food and all these things, a lot of people choose to be their own boss, being a rider himself, right?
I see. So of course, during the pandemic, we see the emergence of delivery food. Right now, for delivery food, what would be the sales percentage like? Delivery foods and
right now it's about 30% of our business. It's through delivery.
So during the pandemic, what changed? What are the strategies that you all implemented?
During the pandemic, we are basically more focusing on values. And then I would say, you know that during the pandemic, a lot of people can't really get out. So the way you advertise is differently as well. You know, I mean, you will be focused more on digital, rather than going through the DOH and yeah.
But we talk about consistency lah.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you ensure consistency of the brand experience across right now it's about 300 over outlets, is it?
Yep.
Across 300 over outlets, while still allowing flexibility lah, because each outlet also they can make their own small decision making, is it?
They can make own decision in terms like a local restaurant marketing.
I see.
Yeah, but in terms of like a formula or menu, they don't have a choice on that part.
So the other way of saying is how do you maintain consistency in terms of the taste or the serving?
So definitely from the supply chain point of view, we have that total control. So everything is sent from a central logistic company. So everyone get the same source, you know. And in terms of product that usually we sell, we have most of the process of the works are done on the supplier side. So basically on the restaurant level is really doing the assembly, right? You know, so we always keep it as simple as possible for any staff to do. And then usually we will have a briefing before any launch of a new products to train the franchisee on how to go about it. And we do have a business consultants that managing few franchisees. So this business consultant is their mama. So taking care of them, ensuring they are following the SOP. And the other things that we do is also we engage a third-party auditor and establish an auditing firm that actually will go around and audit all the restaurants, regardless whether it's our own restaurants or it's a franchisee restaurant. So everyone is being audited, fairly, independently.
So when you say audited, what are the things that actually
they will look at the brand standard and also the food safety wise. Yeah, so food safety is definitely one of the things that we upheld very strongly, especially they are serving fresh food. So it's very important for us on that part. So this auditor, they are independent. So it's like they are not employed by me, you know, kind of thing. We engage them to audit every single outlet, regardless whether it's our outlet or it's a franchisee outlet. So everyone will just being measured through one set of manual, you know, a brand standard guideline that they adhere to, you know. So that's how we kind of try assist us to help to maintain the consistency.
So how many checklists are there on the auditing process?
Lots. I mean, a lot of categories from design
How many checkpoints?
How many checkpoints? Definitely more than more than 20, 30 points that we have. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and we constantly update it. So it's not like one manual that we've been using for the last 10 years. So every quarterly there will be updates on the operation manual, and what news, depending on what are we focusing on. Like for example, during the COVID time, definitely the checkpoint is much more.
I see. Yes.
Yeah.
But talking about food consistency, okay? I understand that some, for example, the bread is baked freshly every day.
Yep.
So maybe you can elaborate more. What are those foods that are baked or make fresh every day from the outlet itself? Is it?
Yeah, yep. So this is something that a lot of people didn't realize is that we always have this baking oven actually right behind the staff, behind the sandwich counter. But if you go during the peak hours, you will never see it really in operating. But
So it's not the same oven that they use a tray to
No, yeah.
speed heat it.
Yep.
For
So
us.
that is more like a cooking of the protein and heating up the product for consumption. But for the food preparation part, we are using the baking oven next to it usually.
Oh.
And that is where we bake our bread and cookies daily basis. Yeah, which a lot of people didn't realize that. Yeah, but if you go early in the morning, usually you will smell it. Yeah.
Why not central kitchen?
I think we want to make it fresh, so we want it to be ensuring that the products are freshly made in front of you. That's the key point. Just to maintain the quality. that we
I'm
have.
always curious, let's say at the end of the day, those leftover, because you say fresh every day.
Yep.
So what do you all do with it? How do you dispose
So
it?
once the new bread come in, actually everything will be, we just waste it, dispose it. Yeah, it's the same for all the food preparation that we done. There's a very strict requirement in terms of the shelf life.
Oh.
Yeah, and our temperature control is very strict as well. So the counter that you see in the restaurants, those are very unique design for Subway. Yeah, it's not like any counter you can buy off the shelf.
Okay.
Yeah, usually they require a lot of R&D works to keep the temperature in check. Yeah.
Understand. Then talking about 300 over units, 335 in exact,
Yes.
is it? So in terms of selection of location to open up a new outlet, what would be the process like? How do you all choose? What would be the main factors determining, okay, this is suitable?
So it's always learnings, and it did shift a little bit because during the COVID time and after COVID time, there's a shift of how the demographic of the people.
Oh, how has it been different?
Like
Before
for
and
example,
after?
during the COVID time, actually a lot of people working from home.
Yes.
So that's where you see actually most of the population from the central KL actually shifted back to the outskirts.
Oh.
Yeah. So at that point of time, the outskirt location was the one that really performing very well.
So the CBD, like,
CBD was kind of like much more slower at the pace. So, but now
especially
it's
the one at the office block.
yeah. So at after that, now you have a lot more hybrid. So there are people that are still working from home, but maybe not 5 days a week. Could be like 1 day a week. And then we have those. So we are always learning. But I would say the key demographic that works well with us usually are still the white collar workers and the students.
Yes.
Populations.
On the go lah.
Yeah. So those are the key areas lah.
And talking about Subway, do the people that dine in, not that many, right? Mostly is Grab and Go.
Yeah. I would say almost to 50-50 now.
Oh, 50-50.
Yeah.
So is that has it been the same all over the world?
Not really. So but for Malaysia, of course, it was not that much in the past also. But I think ever since of the COVID, when delivery aggregators start to pick up, I think that drive the percentage up. Yeah. So right now what we are seeing is yes, about 50-50. Whereas in the past it could be more the 60-40 percentage.
Understand.
Yeah.
So KS, do you mind to share with our listener which are your top 3 outlets?
Which are my top 3 outlets?
Yeah.
I would say not to be very exact, but it's somewhere in the Johor Bahru city
City
center.
Square.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, city center. Okay.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
then we'll have in the KL. The other two will be in KL.
Okay, the other two will be in KL.
Yep.
So, how would be the balance between, because for me, my understanding is this kind of product offerings for outskirt is like something that is fresh, that is new for them. Not that many similar kind of offering for them.
Yep.
My perception was, this could works very well towards outskirt market.
So for outskirt market, it is still a very new to them, I would say, for having sandwich as their day-to-day thing. We are still in the exploration mode to try to understand the taste profile, but that's where the avenue of growth for us in the outskirt.
I see.
The next avenue of growth.
So
Because
right-
right now we have like almost half of the restaurants are all in the cities.
Oh,
Yeah.
half is in the city, the
Yeah.
other half is in outskirt.
Yeah, and that's where the next opportunity of growth we are.
Understand. So what are some of the uniquely Malaysian consumer behavior, okay, that differs from other countries? And maybe
Yep.
you can share with us.
Yep. So one thing that I see that I found out in Malaysia is that Malaysia likes sauces. So like for example, in most countries, people will talk about 3 sauces. But whereas in Malaysia, you have some customer that come to us that they want it banjir,
Banjir means
all sauces.
all sauces.
Yeah, so it's actually like almost like 11 to 12 type of sauces.
Wow.
Yeah, it's getting too complicated. I mean, the taste profile, I cannot imagine, So I usually eat it very lean with limited sauces, But I mean, with 12 sauces, I mean, it's also a big challenge to our staff on how to
Wrap
wrap
it,
it well, and doesn't
without
look,
spilling.
Yeah, without spilling all over, It is a big challenge, Then, but we do have the customer that like that, Yeah.
Understand. And also, you were saying you all just opened one drive-through, is it?
Yes.
Maybe you can share more with us.
So
Where is it?
we opened the first drive-thru in Malaysia, that is in Alam Damai. So it's near Cheras, I would say. Yep. And unique about this outlet is that it's not only just drive-thru. It is a humanless kind of drive-thru. Means that you basically do not talk to people, order through the speaker. But you will drive there will be a screen. There are 2 self-ordering kiosks over there for you to basically press the menu that you want, and you can still do your customization.
What veggie you want,
What
sauces
veggie
you
and what
want.
you want and what sauces you want. And we do have an option for you to let us pick the veggie and sauce for you. Yeah, that's another option that we are.
Default.
Yep, the default. Yep.
Okay. But the waiting time, leh?
The waiting time is the same because what we do is that we have like a 2 kiosks. So instead of like you have 1 ordering point, you have 2 ordering points. So that saves us time in terms of for customers that might need more time in terms of ordering.
But for your drive-through, do you need dine-in? Do people dine in when you have drive-through?
We also have people that dine in because the Alam Damai, I think the other thing I didn't mention earlier on is the biggest subway in Malaysia. So it's
biggest
almost like
subway.
4,000 square feet.
Standalone.
It is a standalone
next to
building.
a petrol station.
It is a standalone. It's actually at the Souk rest and service area. So it's a standalone building. 4,000 square feet is a huge subway. You will see that the decor is very different from any other subway that you've seen for. So we do have families that are dining in there as well. And then we have some kids, mini kids playground for the young kids to hang out. Yeah.
A new concept.
Yeah,
Will there be
yes.
more?
There would be more, I would say, a newer concept as well. But this is a very, I would say, one of our iconic.
24 hours drive-through.
Yes, it is a 24 hours drive-through, and yep, it is pretty cool.
Wow. So standalone means what are the neighboring components?
So we are actually next to the Pro Lintas that manage the Souk Highway
Yes.
HQ. So actually, there's only an office building. Nearby there is basically
No petrol
the
station.
residents. It's just residents.
Or just residents?
Residents.
So how's sales picking up over there?
Yep. It has been doing very well, and then we are very surprised with the 24 hours transaction that we are seeing. Yeah.
Wow. Back to the franchisee models,
Yep.
because Subway's growth model heavily dependent on franchising.
Yep.
So what are the biggest challenges in maintaining, quality and brand standard across franchise partner in Malaysia? First thing. Second thing is because, as you know, there are many franchises
Yep.
offerings
Yeah.
in Malaysia, from
Yeah.
local brand to overseas brand.
Yeah.
So how do you all manage to capture the segment for the franchisee?
I think for us we were quite lucky. We started way early, so I think that's why the brand equity is there. So people understand what they're getting into, and then with that operation right in front of you, man, it's not difficult to run. So actually that's why we get a lot of inquiry in the franchising. In fact, actually, during the COVID time also, we do receive a lot of inquiries on this. I think maybe
Why there's a surge during the pandemic?
I think partly also because there's a risk, people seeing the risk of their current job with the COVID-19. I think there's a risk of that you might be because of the economy at the point of time, and then there's a lot of uncertainty. So a lot of people trying to see whether there's any other avenue for the long term, side income or whatever all these things.
Understand.
So I mean, Subway come into the picture because of just a simple operation, and usually you can see us in a different format. We can be in a kiosk, we can be in a lot, and now we have a standalone. In fact, we have some vending machine as well. Yeah.
In hospital.
No, vending machine. We have it in hospital, in schools as well.
Hospital is a must because
Yeah.
they don't have good choice of food offering.
Yeah. So we are exploring in that option as well. So we can be in a different
Kiosk,
type
how
of
to have
format.
kiosk? If I want this sauce, if I don't want this veggie.
So the kiosk is actually function. It's almost like a lot, but it's just that with a limited sitting usually. But in terms of the kitchen equipment, everything is still there.
Oh, I thought it's vending machine.
So vending machine we do have as well.
Then how do you manage?
So vending machine, of course, you are limited. It's a fixed menu.
Oh, fixed menu.
Yeah, it's a fixed menu.
Okay.
Yeah, but we still replenish it daily basis.
Fixed menu, but only thing different is the sauce.
The sauce, we have like a packet of sauces that are attached to it that you can put on it. But of course, you don't have the 11 sauces that you want to. So there's no way you can do the banjil.
Yo.
And then the other thing is that we bake daily as well. So whatever vending machine that you see out there in the market, just to let you know, we really replenish it daily basis.
Daily basis.
Daily basis.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, KS, a little bit of profile of your franchisees. Are they mostly self-employed or employee but wanting to have a side income or want to venture into being a business owner themselves?
Sure. But probably I just want to explain is that since 2022 we no longer sell franchise, but I can share with you how I did it in the past when we did the franchising. So usually we select people, we call it the owner operator.
Oh, owner operator.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So-
which means I have to operate in that outlet.
You might have a manager helping you to run, but we want you to be involved in the business. So usually when we talk, let's say we enroll something new, or when my business consultant reach out to the restaurants, so the business consultant will talk to the franchisee instead of talking to the staff. So we want that business the business owner to be really involved in the business. In fact, actually last time when we built a restaurant, is actually the business owner will do it directly with the suppliers that we appointed. So that's why your involvement start early, and then we usually don't pick investor.
Oh, you don't pick
Yeah,
investors.
we usually don't pick investor unless you really have someone that are very strong running for you.
Why not? Because they can
because
employ
just
one manager
the-
to do the job.
Yeah, we've seen a huge difference in terms of performance over the years. We see that actually how the owner operator restaurant perform much better as compared to those non-involvement.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So the selection criteria is important. Yeah. And the training is not so easy as well. Yeah.
Oh, not so easy.
Not so easy.
But it looks
yeah.
easy.
We do have people that fail.
Oh, fail.
Yeah, and
Okay.
fail and can't qualify as a franchisee.
Oh.
Yeah.
Normally they fail in what aspect?
We do have classroom training. In the past, we sent into Brisbane, Australia for training. So
All the
there's
way
a-
to Brisbane.
Yeah. So you have classroom training. You will have to go to restaurant to work as well, and there's always exams over there to test your understanding. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So in terms of profile of people that work, we see a lot of inquiries usually come from people that have been working,
That want to
working professional and
be their
wanted
own
to.
boss,
Yeah, usually they might. Some of them maybe their first outlet they would still be hanging on to that job, But as you grow, because the first outlet, I mean, your income probably will not be able to
understand.
sustain what was your previous earning. So usually, and after second or third outlets, then that's where they see that I mean the income from here is able to cover what I've been doing, and I need to focus more on here. Then they would quit their job and full time doing Subway. That's what we are seeing.
So maybe for Malaysia lah, who holds the most franchisee? I mean, as in one franchisee hold the most outlets.
Okay, I mean definitely right now is us. We own about 1/3 of the total number of restaurants here. Franchisee, I would say probably the next one that have the most will be in KL as well.
Like how many outlets?
About 10 outlets. I would say.
About 10 outlets. But how come you all have already stopped getting in new franchisee after 2022, is it?
Yeah, so it's just a part of our agreement with the franchisor. So when they move on to the master franchisee model, I mean they expect all the new restaurant build up will be coming up from us. So they
Better
want
control? Or?
yes, for better control. And I think franchise has served us well in the past. But when you grow to a certain size, there's a little bit more conflict if you continue to do as a franchise because restaurants are getting closer to each other. So and to drive some changes you want to drive fast, it's a little bit harder with franchisee because you have to do a lot of the convincing part to get everyone to be on board when you want to do something new, especially something that involves investment.
I see.
Yeah.
So normally let's say I have a outlet here in Damansara. How close can my next Subway be from me?
There's no strict guideline.
By population or by...
Yeah, we actually
radius?
based on their demographic but there's no strict radius restriction. So you can be very as close as each other. It could be just one more here and one more there. So we really look at each location individually.
Will your franchisee complain? How
yes.
come I'm in this mall, next door mall also open one?
Yeah, I mean, they might, but so we have to do the justification part. We have to show them the data and numbers and why we think so. Yeah, I mean that we usually also conduct our own. Definitely, we conduct our own study before we go to any places. Yep. I mean now the different thing is that we are not only looking at just the walk-in as well. We also have to consider the delivery part as well.
Understand. So this year, how many new outlets you all plan to open up?
We plan to open like 20 new outlets this year.
Mostly in malls or shop?
We'll be more focusing on the city.
City.
This year we're still focusing back on the cities, and then
City means the office block, is it? Office tower?
could be office block. It could be places like hospitals, transport, places that we know that definitely will work well for us. Yeah.
Hey, one thing about office blocks, weekdays of course you will have business. Saturday, Sunday, silent.
Yeah,
post.
silent will rely more on deliveries usually.
Oh, relies more on deliveries.
Yeah.
Okay, understand. So so what would be the plans to penetrate the untapped market or cities or smaller towns in Malaysia? Do you all have that plan, or mostly you go to places where there's a concentration of population, as in more urban area?
This year we'll still continue to focus on the urban area, but we are working on a plan on how to go back to the second tier, third tier cities. The other thing that we are working on is really continue to build our brand relevance. I mean, the brand equity is very important. I think right now people also not only looking at the products that you offer, but also the company values. What value you stand for. Whether are they aligned with how I see things. How I see things in the situation. Like, are you aligned in terms of values of me? I think people are gearing more into that as well, not only just purely looking at your product. So the other thing is, I mean, people see us as a healthier options, but we haven't really played to our true strength on that part. So that's why I say you will see a lot more collaboration. We will work with more partners. Will be more in the events, and then trying to make us more relevant to your day-to-day life. It's not about just the product itself. So we want you to have a feel good after you have a meal in Subway, and then yep, and happy enjoying the food. Don't worry about the don't feel guilt. You don't feel guilt after having the food. Yeah.
Okay, KS, for second and third tier, what would be their resistance? Is it because of the lifestyle, their diet, or is it because of the price point?
I say that one thing is diet. Diet is, I think they are still pretty much on the chicken, fried chicken and all this stuff. But the second thing would be, like you say, the price point. I don't think it's our price. Price point is more like a perception of the price point.
Oh, perception of the price
Yeah.
point.
So that's something that we need to work out. Actually, we are, when we dine in other fast food, when we look at the bill, we see that this is higher than what I would spend in Subway. But a lot of people didn't realize because it's the perception. The people think that you have this product at this price and all this price, but when you enter, usually you spend much more than what was being advertised. So I think that's the area that we are going to work on, how we want to make us perceive that we do offer things that are lower as well.
Or is it second tier, third tier, the acceptance towards sandwich as a whole is something a little bit foreign to them?
Yeah. So we are working on the marketing side as well on how to because most of the location that we are advertising is really pretty much geared towards the area here. On the outskirts, we are still finding the best avenue. So on the marketing standpoint, there will be a tweak on how to get our news out there faster and wider.
KS, can you share with us the insights on how you all utilize data and customer feedbacks to influence the overall dining experience?
We do have a feedback form that that we always encourage restaurants to collect. So usually our requirement is like 3 per day. So that's what we have been trying to get the feedback from our consumer to understand what are they, what are their comments and all these things, and we do analyze their comment as well, and usually we require every single restaurant to react in 24 hours.
I understand.
Within 24 hours. That is to make sure that the issue is contained. At the same time, in the monthly meeting, all these things, we do collate their information and then see what people think about us. And of course, on and off, we do have like a marketing, I would say brand study. So we get third party research, to go and do a survey and all these things, and then benchmark us against a few other QSRs. Yeah.
But do you all have plans to launch your own Subway apps?
My priority will be on the loyalty, but loyalty doesn't mean that it's an app. So apps is good, but we have seen not everyone is being successful on their part.
Yeah, too many apps.
Yeah,
you only
there are
download
two.
those super apps.
Yeah, you only download those super apps, and then your phone size is limited. It's an expensive real estate, so it will make it very hard for people to download any apps. So I'm looking at more a loyalty program, but it might not be necessarily an apps. My focus will be on a loyalty program.
Okay. As a CEO Subway, what is your brand philosophy?
Brand philosophy. So for us is basically we are very transparent. Yeah. So being transparent, being upfront, we will just continue to focus on our strength. Basically the feel good lifestyle. So that you don't have any guilt, even though we are categorized under fast food. In fact, actually a lot of people confuse us. I mean, when people name it, what is a fast food in your mind, all these things,
you are not fast food. I thought you all are a fast food operator.
Yeah, somehow, but during the survey, a lot of people don't see us as fast food, even though we belong to the category, but people always associate fast food with fried
Franchise.
chicken and
I associate
burgers and all the
Yes,
stuff,
yes, yes.
But sandwiches is some people yes, some people no. But what we want is that we want to be the fastest fast food out there in the market, and then we would continue to be the healthier option. I think that's the DNA of us. Just creating more values for customers, focusing on speed, convenience, and consistency.
But who do you see as your nearest competitors for this sandwich segment?
We don't have one that's very near to us. Now we see every fast food as the same, I would say. Yep. Definitely, of course, the bigger you are, then the more attention you will get from us. Yeah. But in general, we see everyone the same. Yep.
How has Malaysian taste bud changed? Because comparing you with other fast food brands, fried chicken and whatnot, yours will be more skewed towards healthier kind of diet.
Yep.
So how has Malaysian taste bud changed over these few years that you can observe?
Yeah, I see that of course people are looking for more excitement. Yeah, so you are more bold flavor, and I think that's the trend moving forward. You will have a lot more unthinkable or something that you have never imagined before kind of profile mix together.
A wow factor.
Yeah, a wow factor. I think that's what people are looking for.
But for sandwich segment, how can you provide them wow factor?
That's our secret, So we are actively working on those on pushing the envelope.
So something in the pipeline.
Yeah, something in the pipeline that. So I mean, for example, like the current promotion that we are running, we are serving sandwiches without bread.
Wrap, is it?
It's not wrap. It's not
just
salad.
filling.
It's basically we are using the roasted chicken as the bread.
Oh.
So you use like a roasted chicken, to sandwich all the ingredients, the rest of the ingredients. Yeah. So we are pushing the envelope.
Wow. Okay. So the other thing is maybe you can share with us your leadership styles in managing. Right now, how many employees you have under Subway?
Wow. I think restaurant level we probably about 700.
700.
Yeah. On the HQ level we probably about 40. Yep. Staff 40 to 50 staff. Yeah. So my style is I would categorize myself as a situational leadership style. So means that I don't fix to one type. So I adapt myself quite easily depending on situation, depending on the group of people that I'm working with. Sometimes I will take the lead, but sometimes when I see people wanted to take a lead, I'll be more on the backbencher and then help to support at the back. So it really depends. But one thing for sure is I don't like procrastination. So it means that I don't like to delay a lot of things. So I will try to make decision as soon as possible so my team can work. And then with whatever information that I can get hold of, I always believe that you still have to make a decision. The thing is that you have to own the decision, and pivot fast if necessary. I think that's the key thing. So launch it, and then after that see what's happening. Monitor it, and then you just have to be ready to pivot if the decision doesn't go to your way. Yeah.
You are saying you're not someone that likes to procrastinate. So what would be your morning routine like? What time you wake up? After that, what do you do?
My daily routine still kind of evolve around my kids. Sending them to school. I think that's part of the thing that I enjoy.
So you gotta wake up 6-7 o'clock.
Yeah, and sometimes I woke up earlier to do some exercise. So I kind of have a day off and then exercise, a day off and exercise. So the exercise part actually helps to keep your mind fresh, I would say. And that's where you also think a lot of other things. And when you have a clear mind in the morning, actually you can do a lot of things. I think the other thing is that you need to cascade down to your staff. I think for leaders is we make decisions. I will try to make as less decisions as possible, but more important decisions, I would say. Yeah.
So, KS, what's next for Subway Malaysia? And if you can impart one big takeaway or big advice for our aspiring Malaysian F&B operator, what would that be?
So, right now we are focusing a lot on technology. For example, self-ordering kiosk is definitely one of the things that we are working on. The next big thing will be other than the brand building, the loyalty program that we are working on this year, and remote ordering as well. Remote ordering, which means that it's for people to place order way upfront.
And upfront means collect it in the outlet.
in your nearest outlet at a time. In Subway, sometimes you see the queue.
So they place order from your apps or?
That's something that we are working on. We are trying to work on something that work well together with the loyalty, so that whether you are placing it order through your phone, remote order, self-ordering kiosk, or you walk to the restaurant, it still earn your loyalty points.
I see.
So that's why we are spending a lot more time on this one, trying to find the right partner to work with. That's pretty much. So in terms of like a takeaway for entrepreneur or aspiring entrepreneur
For
F&B, so don't scheme on your signage. I think of
Make
course
it
there are
as big as you can.
people will ask you, dream big and all this thing, but these are the small little thing that I find out as well. So signage is important. That's the pride. Pay attention to small little thing, even on your the bunting that you're hanging on the front shop, shouting your marketing, all these things. It has to be super tidy, super neat. I think people will, and then people see you from outside. No matter how good is your engine, if you don't display it well, people do not know what you have.
True.
So for signage, I always say that as big as possible, as bright as possible, just make sure that it is a wow.
Make sure it's visible from far away.
The entrance is there. And then the other thing that I see people missing up is to on the cleaning part. I would say a lot of people paying more attention in terms of your cleanliness of the restaurants, that project, that image, right? I think staff usually they like to hang around behind, so they always clean the things behind work there, but they forgot to go out and clean. So there's something that we always tell our staff, that you start your cleaning from outside to inside.
I see.
So you clean from outside, then you go to inside, because that's where your customers see you.
Correct.
So settle the outside first, and then you settle the inside.
I understand.
Yep.
So last question, KS. What does it take to be brand that matters for you?
What does it take to be brand that matters? I would say the company values. So you need to have strong company values, and then you have to lead by example. So that the working culture are established and follow the values that you set for the companies. That will be the important part.
Besides that, any others?
Besides that, any others I think will be very I would say in terms of communication, whenever your brand communicate, whether to your whether it's through advertisement or even your feedback to the customers and all these things as well, it has to be a very you need a lot of attention on that part as well. Do not just respond purely because of response. I think you still have to stick to what, again, back to the company values.
True.
If this is how you stand for, this is how you respond, this is how you communicate, this is the tone that you're using, then you have to stick to the same way every time. Be consistent. I think to build the trust, I think what we want is that customer, whenever they walk into Subway, they know what are they getting into. And
They know what to expect.
They know what to expect, and we meet their expectation. So anywhere, anytime, that's what we want.
All right. With that, thank you very much, KS, for your time and insightful sharings.
No problem.
All right.
Welcome.
Okay. Till then, see you guys.
Thank you.